Alright guys, we are back looking at the Chamberlain Whisper Drive Plus model HD900D on the mini door. I've kind of been wanting to put this one up here for a little while to see how it would perform. This one is from 2007. I don't remember if it was 07 or 06 was the first year they made these. I think it might have been late 2006, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the one that has the replacement motor in it. So it is definitely a little more whiny than I would like it to be, which that's actually kind of, that's part of the reason I replaced this. I used this one on the small door last year, and I actually wanted to use that one for a while, but I ended up replacing it because I got tired of listening to the DC motor whine in it. I don't know, the motor in this one sounds a little bit annoying. I do like the soft stop growl that it makes, but, you know, the whine kind of ruins it. I don't care as much down here because I don't care in general usually, but I care less down here because I don't use this door that much. You know, the small door, I use it maybe 2 to 3 times a day. This one, I normally run it 2 to 3 times a week, so it's not as big a deal down here. I am using the square rail on it. If you're, I don't know, I probably haven't mentioned this in a while, but, you know, normally when I put something up here for the first time, I try to keep it as original as I can. So I used a square rail since that is what this opener would have came with. And, you know, the other thing is I know I always, in the past have kind of talked about how much I like these machines, but honestly, I kind of prefer the 8550s. I like the way that these sound, but, you know, these things, they just, for whatever reason, they get weird glitches to them. It's like, oh, it's I don't know, the older DC belt drives just get weird glitches. It's usually the travel module that is what fails in them. It'll just keep going one direction and doesn't stop, and then the belt starts skipping teeth. Matter of fact, I think on these openers, if you trip the force, it actually bypasses the limit. I want to try that. Yep, sure enough. Slammed right into that stop bolt. So I don't know why, I couldn't tell you why it does that. I hit that actually pretty hard. Hopefully that didn't mess up the limits. But, you know, I don't know. They just get weird glitches to them. Now, as far as how it runs, so it does still do the fast mode on the way up. Even though it's a small door, it does still do that. But the soft stop works pretty decent on it, so it doesn't really throw the door around too much. But, you know, usually when I put a DC opener up here, they always kind of run as if there's no load on them, because there's not much of a load. You know, this door is pretty much perfectly balanced. It doesn't quite stay fully open, and it doesn't quite stay fully closed. But, you know, otherwise this thing will, you know, it's real easy to move this door. So, alright, let's give this thing a run here. And let's see if it forgot all of its limits now. Here we go. Seems like it over-traveled that down limit a little bit too. You can see there now it's stopped where it's supposed to on the up. So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. But yeah, you know, you can tell that, you know, the pitch on the motor doesn't really fluctuate at all because, like I said, you know, this thing can move it with one finger. Super easy. It'll stay kind of wherever you put it. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll run this thing here again using the remote. And down. Yeah, that soft stop noise is what I like on this thing. That's what I love about these machines. Kind of wish the 8550s did it, but whatever. Yeah, so that's the Whisper drive, and then I do have the battery backup installed in there. I don't know if you can tell if the light's flashing, but it is in there charging. I'll make a separate video on the battery backup. But, yeah, why don't we run this thing just a few more times, because, you know, why not? Yep. I'll get you a view kind of like this. Oh, come on. Yeah, the other thing that you will eventually notice over time is these 315 radios aren't really the greatest as far as range and reception goes. These are the ones that the LEDs usually mess with, and I'm sure it doesn't help that I've got LEDs in this opener, I've got LEDs in this opener, I've got LEDs in this opener, I've got LEDs up there. Yeah. Anyway, run this down. Let's get you a top view. Why not? Don't really do a top view that often. So yeah, overall, it's working pretty well. Might be scraping against that box or something. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's really about it. So it's the HD900D on the mini door. Yeah, one more run and then we'll go. Oops, hit the button by accident. Alright, we'll step outside. Let's get you a view from over here. Run it down and that'll be it. Yeah, so there's the HD900D on the mini door. Thanks for watching.